Hey, my cookie crumbs, welcome back to another episode of Hell's Bells and Panther Tracks. When we left off, Bakugo, as it turns out, is on a 3-strike and you're out rule. Oh boy, let's see how that goes. The next morning, Izuku just was too wired to sleep anymore. He got out of bed, got dressed, brushed his teeth, decided he'd shower later, in case if they had training, and just went downstairs. He heard humming, and the smell of bacon hit his nose. It smelled delicious, and he was wondering who was up with him. After all, it was only about 5:30, 6 o'clock. He walked into the kitchen to find Hisashi dancing and moving to some type of music. It was music he's never heard of before, but it sure did sounded lovely. Izuku then remembered that the man was deaf, and he didn't know if he had his hearing aids in. Surely he did, otherwise he wouldn't be dancing. But he knows that Hisashi had some type of an implant, and it can connect to the radio, Bluetooth, or whatever it was. But still, Izuku would rather not take the chance, and Shoda did tell him that there was a way to gain his attention if he needed him, and he wasn't sure if his hearing aids were in or not. That way was to flicker on the lights. So Izuku did just that. He flickered the lights, and Hisashi turned around to see who did it. He smiled and waved good morning to Izuku and pointed to the table. I guess Hisashi wanted some company this morning. Izuku wandered and sat at the table and just watched as Hisashi cooked. Izuku signed if he wanted help, but Hisashi shook his head no. They sat in a comfortable silence, Hisashi still dancing a little to whatever music he was hearing, and he switched the radio off and had his attention. Oh, hello, my little listener. Sorry about that. Just had to get my morning groove on. It's okay. I just wasn't sure if you had your hearing aids in or not. Oh, I do. It's just... Oh, right. You have that implant thingy and it can connect to music. So I couldn't quite hear you, but... Thanks for not sneaking up on me. Does everyone else do that? Sho does it, and it's quite annoying. So, how you doing, sweetie? I'm okay. It's just yesterday. I know, hun, I know. But it's the second day. Better than the first, I feel. Yeah. You think? I know so. Now, along with bacon, what else should we have for breakfast? Shoda's kind of picky with eggs. Hitoshi loves omelets, but I'm not feeling that this morning. Pancakes are out. I don't want to stuff you too full of starch. Let's see. How about French toast? I've never had it before. French toast, what a lovely idea, Sue. Of course, it sounds so good. I haven't had it in a minute. Yes, French toast will do for today. And Hisashi went off preparing the toast to go with their bacon. Soon, all the others piled in. Eri, just like her papa, was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Hitoshi and Aizawa were not so much. Izuku was wired, so he, while normally wasn't a morning person, he was wide awake already. No coffee needed, though he didn't drink coffee. Too disgusting in his taste. Hitoshi groaned. Papa, need coffee. You know where to get it, my love. I don't wanna. Coffee maker's too far. Stop your whining, brat. I'll make the coffee. No show. What? He's right, it's too early. Huh? Oh. Morning, buddy. What are you doing up so early? And besides, you're wide awake. Thought you weren't a morning person. He normally isn't, his mother said, walking in. Good morning, cub. Morning, Mom. What are you doing up so early? Sometimes you're the last to wake up. Or I have to drag you to get you to get up. No dragging today. Sorry, woke up wired. Nerves, you know. I see. It's quite alright. I know how it is. Yeah? Dad? Are you sure that tiny mug is going to work for you? You're right, I need something bigger. Oh, Dad, hand me the mug. Here. Then Shota pulled out a gigantic travel-size mug and dumped the entirety of the pot of coffee into the travel mug. Oh, that's not fair. Hey, you wanted that one. You get what you pay for, kid. I didn't pay for this coffee. Too bad. Feel better now, Sho, that you've had a touch of coffee? If by better you mean I'm a little more awake, then yes. Well, good. Breakfast is served. Papa, what's this? It's called French toast, sweetie pie. French toast? It's really good, Harry. Too bad I'm not more awake to enjoy it, Hitoshi said. Brat, drink your coffee. I want that one. Izuku just sat and stared and watched as the family, as they bickered. He rolled his eyes, shook his head, and dug into his food. Eri, who was paying more attention to Izuku, did the same. She dug into her own food, and they sat into a comfortable silence. Then Eri decided to tell Izuku about a dream she had last night. Izuku was kind of invested, but he was zoning in and out. The thoughts of yesterday just were too fresh in his mind. Cub! Huh? Oh, sorry, I guess I zoned out. It's alright, Cub. Are you feeling okay? Yeah, Mom, I'm okay. Just those nerves I was, saying. Alright. You tell us if something's wrong. I know. Oh, Eri, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to zone out on you. Tell me about the rest of the dream. What else happened? Oh, and so the one pirate dude? And they fell into a silence, listening to Eri ramble on about some kind of dream that she had. One about pirates and unicorns and ninjas. And a ballerina? Izuku wasn't sure what the heck this child had a dream of, but whatever it was, sure sounded amazing. She could write a book about this, he thought. Maybe it'd be a bestseller. All right, kiddos, get ready for school. Shota and Hitoshi groaned. Oh, enough, you two. Move. I'll make some more coffee. The two ambled off, and Eri ran off. She liked school. It was fun. Izuku, being already dressed and ready for the day, just went into the living room and switched the TV on. The next thing Izuku knew, he was sitting in the classroom next to Hitoshi. He was behind Todoroki, who kind of stared at him. He didn't know what was wrong or what he did, but he shook his head. He wasn't going to worry about it. Hitoshi and Denki were in a pretty lively conversation, especially for Hitoshi, considering the fact that he was still groaning about going to school a minute ago and being half asleep. Bakugo was also staring at him. He could feel those little red eyes staring into his soul. Izuku shrunk in on himself, trying to make himself seem smaller, but it wasn't working out. Izuku wasn't sure what was happening, but he wished the day was over already. First Todoroki was looking at him weird, and now Bakugo was staring into his soul. Maybe it was because he was quirkless. Not that anyone outed him yet. But who knows? Alright, Hellspawn, eyes forward. Time for our announcements, but first, attendance. After the roll call, announcements were made, and Homeroom fell into a silent study hall. At least it was supposed to. Izuku made it through to lunch, and nothing really happened. Hitoshi and him were sitting outside today as it was a beautiful day, and Denki walked up. "Hey guys, mind if I join you?" "Not at all. Sit," Hitoshi said. "So, Izuku, I wanted to ask you something." Izuku's mother looked at it, Denki, ready to pounce if need be. "Is that panther really part of your quirk?" Yeah, she is. She's also my service animal. I have really bad anxiety." "I got ya." "My cousin has really bad anxiety. She has a service dog." "Oh? That's cool." "Yeah, she also goes to a hero school, but she goes to one abroad." "Oh, where does she go?" "Germany. I think it's pretty cool." "So, what do you think about the other kids in our class?" Izuku hesitated. "Well, I think you two are pretty cool. Bakugo seems like a bully, and I don't like bullies. Plus, he keeps staring at you weird. We knew each other when we were younger. Well, we knew each other since birth. We kind of grew up together, but I see." "And did he always pick on me?" "Nah, I was kind of a late bloomer, and when I didn't get my quirk at first..." "Oh, yeah, I got it. He thought you were quirkless, and yeah. That sucks, dude. I'm so sorry. It's okay. I'll change the world one day. You'll see." "Actually, I don't think you need to. I just think Japan isn't caught up with the times." "Oh? What do you mean by that?" "Well, here's the thing. I'm not from Japan originally. Well, I mean, my mom and dad are from Japan, but we lived in Canada for a little while because my dad was over there." "Your dad? Was he..." "My dad was in the military." "Was?" "Yeah, he passed away after my youngest sibling was born." "Oh, Denki, I'm so sorry." "Hey, no, don't apologize, it's okay." "Anyways, after my dad passed away, Mom moved us all back here to Japan. But in Canada, I had a ton of friends, especially friends who were quirkless. In America and Canada, quirkless people are treated like equals to quirk people. There are actual laws that they enforce that, you know, that make it hard to discriminate. Absolutely. Wow, I wish Japan was like that. Japan has its head up its ass, agreed, Hitoshi said. Yeah, totally. Like, man, I wish I could go back to Canada. Oh, maybe we'll be heroes in Canada. Or America, Izuku said. Yeah, maybe. Let's just, survive high school first. How about it? Agreed. Yeah, agreed. What about the other kids? What do you guys think? I think some of them are fine, Hitoshi said. Yeah, I mean, they're okay. Kirishima seems to... Ugh, don't get me started on Kirishima, Denki said. He's like a puppy when it comes to Bakugo. It's so manly. Bakugo this, manly that. Dude needs to grow up, really. Like, I get his favorite hero is the Crimson Riot, but he doesn't have to make it his whole personality. Yeah, that's true. He thinks Bakugo is so manly. Really? Bakugo's nothing but a bully, Hitoshi said. See, that's what I said, but Kirishima's like, oh, he's probably just asserting his dominance and showing how cool he is. Asserting dominance, sure. What kind of a hero needs to assert dominance? If you ask me, he's going to be like the next in Denver, and we don't need another one of those. No, we don't. For real. I think Ida's okay, but he's too uptight, Zuku said. Too much of a stickler for the rules. Yeah, totally. Like, what happens when you're in a situation and you have to break the law, you know? Right. Like, I can't explain it. Like, it's kind of annoying. Truly. What about some of the girls? Oh, Chaco seems nice, but like Kirishima, she seems too much like a puppy, willing to follow anybody. Plus, I hate that she calls me Deku, like Bakugo does. Oh, yeah, I noticed that. Dude, that is so gross. Yeah, totally gross. You're not a Deku, you're not useless. Right, man. You're way better than that. Yeah, thanks, guys. I wish you wouldn't call me that. What about Sue? She seems kind of like a neutral party. I haven't quite gauged her yet. Yeah, me neither. What about Todoroki? There's something about him. I can't put my finger on it, Izuku said. Yeah, here's hoping that the rest of our classmates are somewhat decent. Shoji seems really nice. Oh yeah, and Tokoyami. Him and his quirk seem really cool. Absolutely. The three spent their time talking about their classmates and what they thought. The bell soon rang and lunch was over and they went back inside. All Might popped in and decided that it was time for battle trials. Izuku wasn't ready. Sure, his costume was ready, but he wasn't. Izuku's costume was pretty cool looking in the eyes of Hitoshi and Kaminari. Dude, you look sick! Yeah, man. Who knew you could make rabbits look amazing? You think it looks like a bunny? I mean, it looks like you have big green eyes and 2 big pointy ears on your hood. Huh. Yeah, I guess it does look like a bunny. So all black, green accents. Dude, you look so cool. Yeah? I was gonna use this as a stealth suit, but I really like it, you know? It suits you, man. It really does. I'm impressed, Zoo. You're gonna help me design my costume. Same. Well, it's not too late to make changes, you know? We're supposed to be doing costume critique, not... Yeah, didn't Aizawa-sensei say... Not just Aizawa, but the syllabus. It said we were supposed to have costume critiques, not battle trials. This is so weird. Should we go get him and let him know? Let's just see what happens first, and then we'll go alert him. Right. No. What's wrong, Zoo? We don't need to... That is, I mean... We should just go get him. You know what? I think Izu's right. We should just go get him. It wouldn't feel right to go out there and start the trials, right? Let's go. Deku! Where the hell do you think you're going? I want to see you out on that field. Izuku didn't speak to him, just ignored him and walked right past him. Bakugo grabbed his hood and almost his hair and yanked him back. Look at me when I'm talking to you, you useless fuck! Let go of me. No, you and I are... Dude, get off of him, Hitoshi said, shoving Bakugo off of him. That is so not cool, man. Denki ran up to them. Suzu, are you okay? I'm okay. I'm not hurt, just a bit startled. Hey, what's going on, guys? They inwardly groaned at Kirishima and Ida. There was no fighting in the locker room. I will have to report this to Sensei. Shut it, Four Eyes. This nerd over here, this useless piece of shit owes me an explanation. I owe you nothing. What did you say? Growing a backbone? You think you can talk back to me? I think I can do what I want. And I'm going to go tell Sensei. Oh, no, you don't. Get back here. Bakugo, stop. Hey, it's okay, Kaminari. They're just having a talk. It's rude for Izuku. Dude, do you hear yourself? Rude for Izuku to what? Leave? You don't see Bakugo shoving him around? He's just, you know, that's just, what, his character trait? That's fucking bullshit, man. Yeah, it really is. Well, guys, come on, surely. Enough! You and me, Deku, let's go! I said no! Izuku shoved Bakugo out of the way and ran out of the locker room. Hitoshi and Denki were hot on his heels. Bakugo roared angrily and tried to follow them, but was held back. You are going to stay here, Tokoyami said. You will not go after that baby bird. Suddenly a roar rang out. Huh? Bakugo looked, and it was the Panther. She had been left behind. She looked at Bakugo with that same look that she gave him a couple years ago. No, not a couple years ago. Just recently. Teeth bared, eyes glaring into his soul. And then she too took off. She needed to be with her cub. She knows he didn't mean to leave her behind, but she gave Bakugo her warning and then took off. Bakugo managed to escape Tokoyami and ran out as well. And just what do you think you're doing, Bakugo? Aizawa said. Look, I don't care what type of excuse you have. Get back into the locker room and change your clothes. Now. You boys, you can go change into my office. Go grab your stuff and just go there. I'll tell Hisashi to stand outside of the door so no one gets in. Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Go on now. Come on, Izuku said to the Panther. The Panther again made her warning and went inside. The three grabbed their clothes and their stuff quickly and bolted to Aizawa's office, where Hisashi was waiting for them. All right, little listeners, go on ahead inside. Get changed, and then when you're ready, knock on the door and I'll let you out. I'll be right here waiting for you, cub. Okay, Mom. The door shut and the trio was changing, while Aizawa was dealing with an irate Bakugo and a very confused All Might. Young Aizawa, what is the meaning of this? We are supposed to have battle trials today. Battle trials? Explain? Well, it's just, you told me that I told you, and it's right in the syllabus, to have costume critiques today. They were supposed to go to the auditorium, line up, walk across the stage where their costumes would be critiqued. That's it. Nowhere does it say battle trials. Well, yes, well, you put me in charge, and so... that was my mistake, and a mistake I'm going to fix. From now on, your classes will be supervised. Young Aizawa, this is a little... I quite agree. Principal Netsu, sir. I quite agree with what Aizawa is saying, and I've read the syllabus and the notes that were left on your desk by Aizawa this morning. You were supposed to just do costume critiques and nothing more. After that, it was supposed to be a lesson in the classroom, not battle trials. These students are not ready for that sort of thing yet. But how will they get experience? Surely a little one-on-one... come on. You know what I'm trying to get at. A little hands-on trial, just what, All Might? These are first years, not third years. I want you in my office. We are going to have a discussion. Then Nezu jumped onto Aizawa's shoulder and whispered in his ear. Are your kids okay? They'll be fine. They're in my office. Let me know if they need me. Right. Thank you. You're welcome. Nezu headed off with All Might, and that was that. Now to deal with Bakugo. Bakugo, what have I told you? He owes me an explanation. He owes you nothing. Why does he owe you an explanation? Don't answer that. Just because you knew each other for a long time doesn't mean you are owed anything. He doesn't owe you anything. And I don't want to hear it. But no buts. You are on a 3-strike rule. I'm letting this slide because you didn't do anything. Actually, sir, Denki came up. Hitoshi and Izuku were right behind, along with the Panther and Hisashi. Bakugo kind of shoved Izuku around. Is that so? I was trying to talk to him. I don't owe you anything, Bakugo. What did you call me? You heard me. I owe you nothing. So what if we were friends once? That was in the past. You decided to turn on me. It was your fault. Okay? Everything was your fault, Izuku said. I owe you nothing. And you get nothing. I don't owe anyone any explanation. Aizawa sensei, I mean. Yes, Izuku. May I think I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. Could I go to the infirmary? Tell Chio you're a little bit overwhelmed and she'll stick you into the quiet room. The quiet room? Yeah, it's a cool dark room for kids who have migraines or sensory overload issues. Sensory overload? Yeah, or just sensory problems. It's really helpful, Zoo. Are you sure? Positive. Okay, I trust you, Hitoshi. Come on, Zuzu, we'll walk with you, Denki said. Go on, little listeners. I'll be sure to sign you all a hall pass. Hitoshi? And Denki, I want to see you two in my English class in a few minutes. Yes, sir. They were about to protest but decided against it. They didn't want to get into trouble, especially not when Zu was overwhelmed. The sensory deprivation room or the quiet room was just what he needed. It was cool, but not too cold, and not too warm. It was at the right temperature. He lay down on the comfy seat, or bed, or whatever it was that you wanted to call it, and just closed his eyes. The darkness also helped. He'll be fine now, boys. Here are your hall passes, signed and ready to go. Thanks, recovery girl. Are you sure he's gonna? Just a few. He'll be fine. He'll join you in a little while. You go on to class now. Okay. Thank you. We'll be back later. Bye. Bye-bye, dearies. Oh, young Izuku, what are we going to do with you? Izuku didn't hear what she said. He just existed. Aww. Yeah, we're gonna cut this one right here. I know it seems like a weird spot, but I kind of cleared my throat 2 times in this episode, and my voice is starting to go, so we're gonna end it here before my voice cuts out entirely. Also, yeah, Bakugo fans, I just can't with this boy, so that could be strike 1. Also, I don't much care for Kirishima either. I don't care for Ochaku. Ida's fine for the most part, and so is Todoroki, but I still have my issues with them. I don't know, maybe you'll hear me rant and rave about all these characters at some point, but it's whatever. But Kirishima definitely, like, this kid needs to not. Like, for real, my dude. Alright, guys, that's enough. Before my voice goes, I'll see you next time. Bye!